43 runs in 1 over. You possibly saw this. Ollie Robinson belted by Louis Kimber in the county championship, although they do get 2 runs for a no ball. Yet 43 runs is not the most runs ever scored in an over in first-class cricket. Have a look at this. 77 at the top there. Robert Vance conceded 77 runs for Wellington versus Canterbury. What's going on? So it transpires that it was the final game for Wellington for the season. They needed to get a win to guarantee that they'd win the competition. And they set Canterbury about 290 or 59 overs. Canterbury lost some early wickets and shut up shop. They got them 8 down, looked like they were going to win, but then the ninth wicket partnership put on a really big partnership, and they were 8 for 196 with 2 overs left to go. So it's looking like it's going to peter out into a draw. That's when the captain, John Morrison, has this idea, and he says to Robert Vance, have a bowl. He was a batter. Have a bowl and let's let them get some loads of runs off the second last over. That might then induce them in the final over to go for the win, and that's probably a better chance for us to actually get a win for ourselves. And so Vance proceeded to bowl no ball after no ball after no ball, all these full tosses, and the batters just plundered it. Look at that. Boundary after boundary after boundary. And the funny thing was that the umpires lost count, and it was actually only a 5-ball over. So the most expensive over in the history of the game, only lasted 5 balls. And he did his job too well, because that meant that they only needed 17 off the last over to win, but the scoreboard couldn't keep up. No one knew what the score was. And amazingly, off the final over, they got 16 off the first 5 balls, and then the batter blocked the last ball, not aware that the scores were actually level. So it ended up being a draw, not a tie, because not all wickets were out. And the funny thing was, Wellington still won the competition because results went in their favour elsewhere. Afterwards, everyone got together and said, we're not going to include this in the official list for the most expensive over in the history of first-class cricket because it's a bit farcical. But pretty interesting story, I reckon.